Hello Capricorn, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future, answering the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self? Friendly reminder that these are general readings and they are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and to leave what does not. Last thing is that any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading or coaching session with me is in the description box below. All right. We're going to start with looking at overall energy through oracle cards, and then we'll dive deeper into the story with tarot as we progress. But we're first going to look at this recent past energy. Let's see what you guys have been dealing with. I also want to mention that I started posting daily general readings to my Instagram and TikTok accounts. Not every day, but most days. If you're interested in seeing those, the account information for those Instagram and TikTok accounts is below. All right, let's look at this past energy. What have you guys been dealing with? Ooh. Accept responsibility. I'm getting this energy here, Capricorn, that you're very, there's a lot of self-awareness in this energy, at least for those that I'm channeling. And I feel like you're taking a lot of accountability and responsibility for the things that you're dealing with, but it also kind of feels that it's moving a little bit into the realm of like self-blame, almost like blaming yourself, for like everything almost. It's like putting a lot of pressure on yourself. You have this protection with releasing. There's a path here that you're meant to walk, and this path is very, very protected, divinely protected, and Spirit's trying to move you in the direction of this path. But there are certain things that you're holding on to, and it's these things that like aren't necessarily treating you well or aren't, aligning with your highest good, whether it's financially or when it comes to, whether it's a relationship that aligns with you, whatever the case is. And it's like it's like, whoa, well, I'm not good enough for it, or like I need to do better, or I need to try harder. And having self-awareness is really important, obviously. But sometimes we go a little too far, and it's like we start to blame ourselves for other people or situations not aligning with our highest good. And I feel like, it's almost like there's a need to see things from a little bit of a different perspective, because I feel like you're worthy and deserving of way more than what you've been accepting to this point, or at least in this situation. But it's almost like, I don't know. Okay, let me shift gears here. So current energy, we're going to dive way more into this, into what's going on here. Current energy for Capricorn. It's like you're not prioritizing your needs and your desires and your feelings. It's like all about making sure like somebody else is happy, somebody else is taken care of, something else. Like it's like I got to show up more for this thing. But actually what's happening is you're not showing up enough for yourself. Take a breath. That's what comes out here. There's a need to kind of take a step back. I feel like you're trying to force a lot, trying to make certain things happen in certain ways. You have stay in integrity. And I think that this is something that I feel for this collective that I'm speaking to, you're really good at. It's like you're so good at making sure that you're doing the right thing for others. And I feel like that's actually not the problem. Like, it's almost like you do a lot for a lot of different people. Like you're always a person that people can rely on, and they come to you with their problems and you take care of it. You always have, you accept the responsibility. You're always like, I got you. But you don't got you. And I feel like you're experiencing this energy of like nothing around you really having your back either. Almost feeling like maybe a little bit alone, or like you can't lean on support. What does Capricorn need to know moving forward? Strength. capacity doesn't equal obligation. You're really strong and you can handle a lot of things, Capricorn. And I feel like you're really good under pressure and you're really good, at dealing with a lot of stress, and you can handle all of these things. But it's almost like there's this need to give yourself a little bit of a break. It's like, yes, you're strong and yes, you can handle a lot, but you also don't deserve to struggle or to deal with so much, or to feel almost, because I kind of get this energy of feeling a little bit like you're drowning, like you're trying to keep your head above water, but you're also trying to keep like 50 other people's or situations above water too. And I think that you have this focus card too, which is about kind of redirecting your focus. And I feel like redirecting your focus to you and what it is that you really need here, because I don't think that your needs or desires or feelings are really being taken into account here at all. It kind of feels a little bit like you've kind of put yourself on the back burner of your life. And I think that it's starting to show up in maybe burnout, maybe physical health issues, just feeling exhausted all the time, lacking motivation for certain things. But like I said, we'll dive way more into what's going on as we progress. But let's get the overall theme of this here for you, Capricorn. When I surrender my will to the care of spirit and the universe, I attune my energy with an ever-present stream of well-being. You don't have to take care of everything. You have this support and this guidance in the universe and in spirit and in a spiritual connection of your own understanding, but you're trying to do too much and you're trying to do it all on your own. And in doing that, I feel like you're staying really stuck and not having what you need, the outcomes you desire, maybe the support financially, in relationships. And I think that, it's almost like opening yourself up for more support, for more care, because you deserve to be taken care of too. You are not here just to take care of others and make sure other people are happy, right? Like, yes, we can play a role in helping other people on their journey, but you have to help you first, right? Like, you have to come first. And I kind of feel like you've fallen pretty low on your priority list here. But let's dive into this more. I want to know what the heck is going on here. Let's look, Capricorn, at this past energy. And this is really important for somebody. It's almost like, let's just see. The Eight of Swords and the Ten of Wands in reverse. Literally, this is carrying like the burdens of everybody around you to the extent where you feel trapped. It's like, I've got this going on and I have to make sure this person's taken care of and this person feels good and this person's okay. I don't have time for my dreams or my goals or self-care or, sleep even. And yeah, it is draining your energy here. And I think that this is something that I feel like you've maybe struggled with for a while, where you give like way too much of yourself to people or to situations. And a lot of times we're taught, incorrectly taught, that our worth is tied to how much value we provide, where it's like, if we're doing enough, then we're valuable enough. But you're inherently a valuable human being. And yes, you bring a lot to people's lives, and that is important. You are here, like I said, to kind of lift people up, but not to the extent of self-sacrifice. And there's a lot of self-sacrifice happening where it's just like putting your needs, your desires, your feelings, your goals even on the back burner to make sure that somebody else or other people are happy here. And it's actually doing the opposite effect, because when we want to do our best for others and for the things that we desire, we cannot pour from an empty cup. And if you're pouring from an empty cup, you're not going to be able to show up in the way that you need or that they need you to. So I feel like this has been something that you've been dealing with for a while. With the Knight of Pentacles, like, this isn't just all of a sudden this is a problem. I feel like this is kind of been a theme throughout your life. And I think that it's just now starting to really be highlighted in a lot of situations, because that's where you start to feel like you're never enough, right? When you're doing so much for other people, but your cup's not being full, it's like, well, then no matter how hard I try, I'm never enough. You know, my cup is never full. I'm never happy. I'm never taken care of. But let's dive into this more. Let's look at your current energy. So what's going on here? You're feeling really alone. You have to do everything yourself. That's the feeling. Okay, so what is Capricorn needing to know? King of Pentacles, the Hermit in reverse. You, I feel like, are used to everything falling on your shoulders, maybe even from a very young age. This has kind of just been the way that things have gone, where it's like you've always, like, I kind of get this feeling that maybe you had to grow up really fast. Like, you never really had other people taking care of you. You kind of have always assumed the role of the caretaker, of, you know, making sure that everybody else is good. And this Hermit in reverse, it's very isolating. It's very, I can't really trust anybody. You know, I can't, you know, nobody's there to help me or to catch me. And it's almost gotten you really closed off, even emotionally a little bit here with the Queen of Cups in reverse, because it's almost like, maybe you've been disappointed a lot, right? And if you've been disappointed, then you're like, okay, I'm not going to open myself up to help or to other people, you know, being there for me. I'm just going to take care of everybody around you. And that's kind of has you very out of alignment with abundance and ultimately with ease. Like it's I'm going to say this and then I'm going to elaborate on it. It's almost like you're making things harder than they need to be. And I'm not saying you're doing that intentionally. But it's almost like there's a different way to approach this. There's a different way to go about this. But right now I feel like this has been just like this struggle, like I said, to really keep your head above water. So, but it's like you're taking on too much. You're doing too much. You know, one of the most beautiful things about getting into flow with the universe and attracting the things that we deserve and desire is that you can do less and attract more. But we do what we feel we need to do in order to be worthy of the things that we desire. So if we think that we have to work like 1,000,000 hours a week or burn ourselves out to have financial stability, then we're going to do that. If we believe that we have to be everything and then some for the people that we love in order to receive love, then we're going to do that. But that means that you believe that who you are at your core is not worthy enough, isn't deserving enough, isn't valuable enough. That you have to be more and do more constantly all the time in order to be worthy and deserving. And that right there is a trap, because it keeps you trying to do more and trying to be more and trying to just continue to, you know, make sure that you're enough for everything all the time. This is not, healing and growth isn't about becoming enough. It's about unlearning the reasons and the patterns that reflect the belief that you're not enough as you are. So this energy that you're in and the shift that I feel like is really taking place is more about understanding that you don't have to be anything more than you are in order to be worthy and deserving. You don't need to be, more intelligent or attractive or capable in order to have the things that you deserve and desire. Do you continue to learn and grow? Absolutely. That doesn't mean that you're not worthy enough now, though. And I feel like that's the biggest shift that's needing to take place, because there's this chase. It's like there's this chase for you to finally be enough. You already are. You're already there, Capricorn. But if the decisions you're making are from this place of, this will help me prove that I'm worthy, this will help me prove that I'm valuable, this will help me become enough, then you're going to constantly be stuck in this trap of not being enough, and you're going to constantly feel like you can't rely on, you know, anyone or anything. I do also feel like there is help that's available for you, especially with this King of Pentacles. It's like there's somebody in your life who is able to help you, but it kind of feels like you have to really open up to that in order to really receive it. Maybe it's a mental health professional, like a therapist. Maybe it's a spiritual coach or a guide. Maybe it's a friend, you know. But I do feel like this is a time to really open yourself up to support. What does Capricorn need to know moving forward? The Star. Two of Cups in reverse. You're so disconnected from yourself, and you've been for a really long time. The Knight of Wands. This is about, okay. Because we talked about redirecting your focus, right? Redirecting your focus to back to you, or maybe back to like projects or things that bring you joy and make you happy and make you feel fulfilled. Like, this is about reconnecting with your divine inspiration. And, our divine inspiration is what leads us to the life that we desire. That is what alignment is all about, is listening to that divine inspiration. But it's almost like you have this divine inspiration coming through, but you're like, no, I don't have time, or like, no, I can't prioritize that, or I can't focus on that, I've got all these things going on, or I can't focus on me because this person needs me, or whatever. And I think that this is the biggest thing that's kept you trapped for so long, is it's almost like you're prioritizing everything else around you, everybody, everything, except for you, your needs, and how you need to show up for the life that you deserve. And I think that this future energy is about refocusing and understanding that it's going to feel a little bit scary, because if when you start to prioritize yourself and you start to show up for the things that you deserve and desire, you're immediately going to start to feel like you're not doing enough. You're going to feel selfish. You're going to feel like what you're doing is wrong, because you've been taught, or you've really learned the belief that what you're doing, that you're here to, be everything for everybody else. But that consistent self-sacrifice is going to leave you consistently not having what you deserve and desire. The things that you desire do not come at the cost of your mental, physical, or emotional well-being. And if you believe that they do, that is not a truth. That is a learned belief from being in situations that have made you believe those things about yourself and your life. But that doesn't have to be the case. So as you're moving forward, this really is about reconnecting with yourself, making sure that, a lot of people talk about your relationship. I talk about your relationship with yourself, and it is the most important relationship you're going to have in this lifetime. Making sure that you know that you've got your back, that you're going to prioritize you, that you're going to rest when you need it, that you're going to be creative when you need it, that you're going to, give yourself time to explore and have fun when you need it. Like, this is about reconnecting to your needs and your desires, because they have been put on the back burner for far too long. And if you don't reconnect with those things, certain things in your life, eventually, the universe won't let us stay in places that are unaligned for forever. Like, things are going to happen. Chaos is going to happen, and we're going to get pushed into burnout, and sometimes even health problems, things that force us to slow down and to reconnect with what is aligned with us. And that's very much about what this energy is about. Reconnecting with what's best for you. Even if that means kind of taking a step back, even if it means, I don't know, for some of you, maybe even taking a pay cut, to really prioritize your mental or your emotional health. Right now, I think that if you keep heading down the path that you're heading, you're going to burn out. And I think you already feel it. I already feel it in the energy. But this disconnect from your mental and emotional well-being is keeping you out of alignment with the very abundance and love and peace that you're trying to attract. So I feel like this is really important, like I said, for somebody, because I think that, I don't know, it's almost like there's this path that Spirit's trying to move you into, but this path hasn't been prioritized because you haven't been prioritized. And that's the thing, right? We get really frustrated when the things around us, our friends aren't prioritizing us, or, this situation, our boss isn't paying us enough or respecting us enough. And if we give all of that, power away, and we try to do more and be more so other people respect us, love us, value us, we're going to be walking this path of not being enough or feeling like we're not enough for forever. Because if something isn't respecting you or valuing you or choosing you, it is usually a reflection of how you are not doing those things. So instead of doing what you can to try to make something else be what you need, this is about you stepping into being what you need right now. And a lot of it, I feel like, is being very honest with yourself about the fact that you've been disconnected from your needs. Because a lot of times we don't even realize that we are, because we've never been taught to prioritize our needs, desires, or feelings. So I'm going to hop on over to the extended. We're going to dive deeper into this, looking at what's going on even further below the surface, and ultimately answering the question, what do you need to do right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self? So looking at some tangible advice, and then I've got an advice card to pull from your spiritual team at the very end. Thank you so much, Capricorn, as always, for your support of my channel. One thing I do want to mention is that we had our manifesting financial freedom workshop last Friday. It was such a wonderful experience. experience. I got so much positive feedback on it, and I even received a few messages from people that were wanting to purchase tickets after the fact. So I went ahead, and that workshop is now available for a limited time. The replay, along with all of the materials, is available for purchase. That's at the top of the description box below. If you have any questions on that, feel free to shoot me an email or drop a comment. All right, thank you guys again. Wishing you nothing but love and healing and all of the wonderful things you deserve and desire on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Capricorn.